Hello, welcome to Hooks and Stitches. I'm Natasha. Now, I'm better, and I'm sorry I haven't been around making a video. I had planned to do it a lot more often and start doing them more often because I had done it in quick succession last time and I was getting into it and it was really good. But being poorly just puts the kibosh on everything, doesn't it? Anyway, my tonsillitis is better. My ear still hurts, but it's a lot better than it was. And I'm still on antibiotics until next Wednesday. So, what have I been doing this week? I did actually go to my caravan holiday. I was actually, that was when I actually got poorly when I was there. So I didn't really get that much crochet done at all, really. I just didn't have the energy. It literally just totally wiped me out. But since then, I've done a few bits and pieces and I've finished a few things. So I want to show you. Also, I have something that I picked up from a charity shop, which I want to show you, which I really love. And also, I want to show you an old favourite that was my son's, that my auntie, my mum's mum, from years and years ago, sent me in the post. I mean, my son, he's 25 now, so you can appreciate that it was some years ago. But I want to show you because I stumbled across him and he was rather dusty and had a bit of paint on because my husband's been painting a while ago and it must have just splashed on him. So I put him in the wash. And I'm going to show you now because I can't wait to show you. And that is Kipper. And for those of you that don't know who Kipper is, it's a cartoon character that is exactly the same as this. So you should actually recognise him. And the bits of paint are here on his ear and a little bit on the front of his face. But it's all right. We're managing. And he's perfectly fine. He's not dusty anymore and he's still in really, really good condition. And considering he was sent to me when my son was still inside my tummy, he's not doing bad for 26 years old. And I just had to show you. I've been meaning to show you for the last couple of times and he's been sat there on the shelf and I've forgotten all about it. But I remembered today and I thought I must show you all. And so I think my auntie, who isn't no longer with us anymore, but I think she'd done a very, very good job. I mean, I suppose it's my great auntie because it was my mum's aunt. So, because it was my mum's sister. Anyway, that's neither here or there, is it? But I just had to show you him because I just thought he was so fantastic. And I just wish that I could knit, you know, so that I could make toys like this as well as crochet them. I mean, you know, it's nice to be doing a few different things, isn't it? I mean, I suppose I might learn, I might not, but it just feels foreign to me when I try to knit, even for the fact of a small square. So I'm not really sure, but I mean, obviously crochet will always be my first passion. So there he is. I had to show you Kipper just so that you know, he'd get mention on my podcast, and then in years to come, if my son's children, if he ever has any, are watching, it's documented that he is still here and he lives with Nana. So I'm going to show you the next thing. The next thing I picked up a couple of weeks ago from our refurnish centre, and that is a beautiful, beautiful bag. And it's even lined. And I use it for my little tiny projects, like when I'm just starting to do my amigurumi, or at the moment, that's what I thought about putting it, but at the moment, my panels for my big Dream Big Little One blanket, for putting things like this in, go in there at the moment. And excuse me, although I've actually finished this one, and I showed you last time, the reason why I've got it here is so I can show you, because I managed to complete a grey one, which is fine, and I love it and everything, and it's all correct this time. But I've used Stylecraft for this because I didn't have any of the Women's Institute grey, and I used the Stylecraft one for the reindeer panel, which I showed you in my last podcast. And so I thought, well, I've got to keep it in keeping. I mean, I've got it and I want to use it, because I don't necessarily want to buy any more necessarily, because I want to be stash busting and not necessarily buying different yarns, because it's tricky to try and find the right colours. So I thought, we'll just use the same. But even though I use the same hook, the difference in the yarn is quite a lot, because it's exactly the same. But yet it's quite a lot smaller. So I'm wondering how that will work out, because these ones are the side panels, you see. So I don't know whether it will make a difference to when I'm piecing it all together and sewing it up, whether it's going to be a bit skew whiff or not, because there is only 2 of these. Let me just refer back. Yes, there's 2 of these in total. And so I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously this is the one that I completed. And then there's another one. So, I mean, maybe if I put one side and then one the other. I haven't looked at the pattern, because it does show in the pattern how to piece it all together and everything. But I'm just worried that it won't, it won't be enough, and then it will just be kind of a bit skew whiff. And, well, I just suddenly thought about it, and I go through things like that, and I think, but what if? And then I kind of worry about it, and it puts me off for a while, and then I pick it back up and think, well, it'll be fine. But yeah, so I've completed one of these for my for the side border of the blanket, whilst I was away. And I've also finished Owen, the Okapi. Now, I'm not even sure whether I've said it right, but in past episodes I've struggled with it too. But isn't he just magnificent? I love him so much. His little horns and his face, his ears, which stand up or curl round because they're quite stiff. You can kind of manipulate them, and I think it's really cute. And his little hooves and little short stumpy legs at the back, and of course his tail. And I've put some black yarn threaded through for the hair as well. So there he is. I just had to show you him, and I've actually managed to complete it. So so that's another finished little bit of bits and bobs. So I think I'm going to do the Yeti next, but I'm not actually sure. So I'm going to have a look and see, because I've got a pattern for a rhino that actually stands on 4 legs. It's not like the Toft ones that are floppy and kind of childlike, so they can kind of pull them around. It's an actual solid rhino, which I want to make as well. So I don't know. I'm a bit here and there with my decision for that, but I'm sure I'll keep you updated, obviously, because that's what you're all here for. And when I've made a decision on the amigurumi, that's fine, but I want to get this blanket finished and so I'm going to work on that and try and get that done before I do start one. My other little thing that I've been and completed, which I started yesterday afternoon, and I actually completed it yesterday afternoon, but then I didn't like it the way the legs were and everything, so I scrapped it. I chucked it away and thought I'm just going to try it again. And the eyes weren't sitting right, so I unpicked them. But this is the May square for my animal cow, and that is the frog. Isn't he absolutely lovely? I love his cheeky little cheeks and his smile, and I just love everything about it. You know, he's done really well, and I think, yes, I have brought over the others. Just to recap, I wanted to show you again. I have got this on my YouTube shorts, but there's the polar bear, the horse for February, lion for March, the little lamb for April, and of course the frog for May. My only issue with this one is that I wish I'd actually, because I'd used that sheepies or sheep cheese, I can't pronounce it, the soft something or other, it's worked up a little bit small, and so I'm wondering when I piece that together whether it would make a difference or not. And I wish that I had just done a couple more squares, but I didn't notice it until it was up against the others, so I was a bit don't really want to unpick it because I think it's lovely as it is. So I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm not even going to worry about it because there's no stress, you know, hassle-free, 23 and all that. I'm just not going to worry about it. So I'll show you once more, and there it is. And also my other little bit that I have to show you, because like I say, there isn't very much. Excuse me whilst I have a drink a minute. For those of you that want to know, I drink out of bone china cups because they're my favourite, and I get mine from Morrison's, and I wait for the next. There's always when a new season comes, there's always a different bird, and this is the bluebird. There's a robin, and I think it's maybe a wren. I know it's all brown, but I'm not sure. And I absolutely love these, so that's what I'm drinking out of today, just in case you're interested. Anyway, back onto it. I have finished the May's contribution to my folk art blanket, which is the barn. Isn't that cute as well? Now, I know it's kind of American or Canadian kind of thing, you know, but I was researching to find out what colour barns actually were, because when you look around in England, there isn't very many red ones. But when I was researching it, it was pretty much all red ones that came up anyway. So I thought, well, why not? And whenever we actually realise, when we talk about barns, you kind of, in your mind's eye, you think, well, I do anyway, I think about it being a red one anyway. So I thought, why not? We just go with it. And this is what the pattern of Jada's actually states, to have a red one anyway. So I thought, well, we'll just do it. And if I just pull it a little bit closer, I've done some little gold strands hanging out the window for the hay, because obviously it's used as like a hay barn or a hay loft, if that's what you want to call it. And so I just had to show you, and obviously it's only the beginning of May. Now the next instalment is doing the village, and it's going, if I open this up and I show you, the village sits along, hang on a minute, I'm getting all confused here. The village will sit along. Oh, the brown on the green section, but just kind of along where the brown starts. And I'm going to be making a village. And Jada's got 6 put 6 along. And she was saying that you can have put trees in between if you don't want to do so many houses. But I actually quite like the regimented rows of houses, so I think I'm going to do the same, but I might actually leave it a surprise by the end and see what I actually manage to do, because 6 is a lot, and although it is only May, and I'm sure I'll have enough time, because we have got in, if it was 2019, obviously it would come out in June, and then you have the month. And I'm doing it in quick stages, really, because obviously it didn't really take me very long to do that. It literally I just sat and did it in an evening, because it was quite simple. So for the little tiny jobs, like the sun was just 1 month, the trees took a bit longer because there was a few trees and things. So if there are any little jobs, obviously you get it done a bit quicker, so then you have a bit more time to move on to the next one. If it was actually when the cow was coming out every month, you would only have that allotted time. Whereas now, because you kind of jump forward a bit and you know what's coming, you can start it off earlier. So that's what I plan to do and see. And I've also, this is my project where it is only stash. I'm only going to use my stash, and I'm going to make sure that I don't buy any yarn to contribute to this if I can possibly help it. And I have lots and lots in my stash anyway, so I mean, just here along the shelf is all of my yarn that is variegated. And in the cupboard just there, behind where my, just underneath my telly, and where my jumper is in front of it, that unit is full of all sorts of different colours and things. So I'm going to have a look, I'm going to stash bust, and I'm going to do some different colour houses so it looked like a bit like Balamori. And for those of you that don't know what Balamori is, it's a children's programme called Balamori, and they go around to each other's houses, and there's shops and, you know, different things. But when it comes up at the beginning, well, there's all different colour houses, and whenever we see different colour houses in a row when we're out and about, especially there's one, there's a row like it in Teignmouth, because I live in Devon, and Teignmouth isn't very far away from us. I always say, oh, it looks like Balamori. So I'm going to do mine much the same, and I'm going to have lots of fun with it. So watch this space for the rest of this blanket. I'm really, really enjoying it, and it's so good. My daughter wants me to make one now for her, my youngest daughter, but I've said, well, we'll see, because I've already made her a blanket, and she just, I think she'll have everything if I that I said I was going to make, just because they all support me so well. But I just had to show you, you know, and I am enjoying it, and I will be showing you all the way along. And if I can do it a bit quicker and get it finished before the end of the year, then that's what I'm going to do, because I can just put it away for Christmas. So I'm just going to show you by holding it up. There's the sun and the trees, and now the barn. And then as we go a little bit higher, you see where the houses will be. And then obviously I can start then on the sea. But I'm doing it in order, as Jada says, because if it was a real cow, then that's what we would be doing. So I'm just taking it easy and doing what I can when I can. The other things that I want to tell you is that I have an Instagram, which I've had for a while, but I never seem to kind of mention all these things about where you can find me. And obviously my channel's getting bigger and everything, and not everybody follows the different sites and things, but my name on Instagram is lovecrochet_79, and I've been posting bits and pieces that I've been doing on there, and it is also linked from my Facebook to there, but not necessarily my hooks and stitches page on Facebook, but what I post on my Facebook usually goes over to there, so there is other things other than my crochet on there, but go along, have a look and see what you can make of it. What's the other thing? The other thing I want to say is I don't know, I can't remember. The other thing that I want to say, if there is such a thing as another other thing, is that I am going to do what I can this time and make sure my videos are a bit more prompt. I am using my new phone, so I'm interested to see what that looks like when I watch the video back, because the camera is supposed to be of better quality, so I'm looking forward to that. And I will be uploading again as soon as I have some other different things to show you. My shawl that I was doing, which was the purple, grey and white thing, I've done a little bit on that, but not very much. Literally you wouldn't even notice a difference, because it's only been a couple of lines. When I desperately want to get that finished really, so then I can move on to another one, because I am itching to do my what's it called, Something and Berries by Cherry Heart. She released it at Christmas time to do for the Advent minis, but I've chosen my colours like I've showed you before in previous videos, and I'm going to I'm itching to start that, so but I want to finish the other one first, because I am conscious of the fact that I do have a lot going on, and I have a lot of makes that I want to make that are up and coming. So I'm just going to finish what I can and then start new, and then I won't feel so bogged down by it, I don't think. I mean, I'm okay, I feel okay about it, and then I like to have a variety, so if I'm not feeling like I want to do one, I can always do another, rather than just focus on one, get bored of it and then think, oh, I've lost my crojo now. But I love it. I love what I'm doing. I'm quite happy, and so hopefully between now and my next video I'm going to get out some of the other things and get that pushed on with, and then I'm going to do some more side borders on the blanket, and then get the deer sorted out, because then that is the biggest thing on the other blanket, and getting it sewn up. I am hoping, going back to this, that it might block out. I don't know if you want to comment below and tell me whether you think it would or not, because it might actually stretch a bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know, but I do wish that I'd have realised, and then maybe I could have just gone out and bought one, because it is for a specific project. But I don't know, it's just hard, isn't it? It's really difficult to try and gauge what's what. Yeah, so it is the right thing. I just wish that the panels weren't so weird, because if I do it like this, it is quite vast, isn't it? Even though it was the same hook and everything, I'm really a bit quite worried about the fact that it won't fill the gap, because if they're together like this, I don't know whether, because of the vast little bit of difference it makes, whether it would or not. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I would like to say thank you very much. I've had one new subscriber since I made my last video. So I would like to thank that viewer that has subscribed. And if you can like, comment and subscribe to my videos and my channel, that would be amazing, because I like to think that it's growing for a reason and not just someone pushing the button and hoping for the best. I do hope that I do give enough content to show everyone, because I don't aim to make it big. I just want to show what I've been making, and I hope that people are interested, you know, and it's really nice to think that the people that do comment, I really like it. I really love it to know that I am actually talking to people and not just sat here talking to myself. But yeah, so I'm going to go, because I don't want to ramble for the sake of rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I will be doing a video soon for my and tagging all the people that I love to watch, because I think people need recognition, and I'd like to think that I'm on someone's list somewhere soon too, but who knows. But I'm going to do that because I feel like I need to give these people recognition, so I'm going to make a separate video, I think, for that, because I think I've got 10 that I really like to watch. So at least then, if you don't watch the same people, you could go over, see what they're like, and maybe like and subscribe theirs. And if I can give them just a little bit more of subscribers and a bit more viewers' content for their watch hours and things, then so be it, because it's such a wonderful yarny community out there, and I want to help people. Especially there's a couple of new ones that have just popped up as well, so I want to do that. So I will be doing another video again soon, and I hope you find it useful. Anyway, bye my friends. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.